At this time, I would like to welcome to Deep Dope Soul a very dynamic mother and daughter team. We have Rae Simone. Is that right? You're on mute.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so we have Rae Simone, who is the daughter, and we have Demetria Winters. How are you, Demetria?
Doing fine. Very, very busy this weekend, but I'm holding on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see you got your Sunday going to meeting blouse on, so
No, it's actually look at it. A good
I
friend,
figured it would be
a
a
good
butterfly
friend.
on there somewhere.
Yeah, actually, it was a surprise. A friend of mine, um, we were in the army together. She happened to send it to me for the big weekend. So
Wow. Okay. So again, for those of you who are just checking in, here's the format. They will share a poem, and then I'll ask a couple questions, and we'll go on. And at the end of the half hour, hopefully we've made a show. Um, Subtitled, this is subtitled Poetry, Poetry, Poetry. And the subtitle of the subtitle is The Moon is Closed Until April. Anyway, thank you so much for being with us, ladies. So I'll let you two choose who would like to read first.
Rachel or Ray Simone, would you please do us the honors?
Okay, am I just reciting one poem?
One poem right now, yes.
Okay, well, let me choose carefully. I'm going to recite A Woman Revisited. You stare in awe at the arch in my back and the swing of my hips, but it seems that you lack the ability to see past my looks. With futility, your mouth gapes wide. Incredulously, I want to smack that smirk from your eyes as you stare at my thighs. How about you stumble over your words when my mind amazes you? And not in a sexist, I cannot believe a woman knows this much kind of way, but instead in a bout of inspiration. Because you cannot believe that you are in my presence kind of way. A woman's glory is not in her body and is hardly in her mind. It is her ability to endure, to carry life in her core and the burden of man on her back. She shivers with the thought of being inadequate, as men spit on their mother's image with the legacy of treachery. How amazing that you would deny those who come before you. The very life you cherish is the derivative of a black woman's toil. So how dare you look at me and see nothing? You are me. Perhaps you hate women because you hate every detail about your pathetic existence, and the world is too large, random, and uncaring for your sad ego. Or perhaps you do not hate women, but you love power. And that is A Woman Revisited.
A Woman Revisited, ladies and gentlemen. That is now. Do you prefer Ray Simone or I see you have a different name on your Zoom tagline?
When I teach, I go by Rachel Fletcher, but my writer's name is Rae Simone.
Okay, all right. I loved you on the Cosby Show, by the way. Um, I'm joking, and I don't. Okay, so and now that you've read, I'm gonna invite Demetria back to the conversation in case she wants to jump in. Um, there needs to be poetry definitely for men who um, have complicated relationships with women. And I'm not going to water down what you said because it's true. It needs to be poetry for people, for I'll say people because I know men and women who hate women as well. Uh, so it needs to be discussed. Why did you decide to tackle that topic? Or what
Um,
tackle that topic?
Honestly, I don't remember. When I write poetry, I'm usually inspired by like a line or two. And for this particular poem, I was inspired by a woman who looks like a tree. And that is similar to the painting on the cover of my book, Resilient Roots. Because women are so deep. Like you really have to get to the roots if you want to understand the fruit that we produce. So, Resilient Roots was my woman revisited to show that women are powerful no matter what, no matter where, no matter how men or other people try to tear us down, we still have resilient roots.
Okay. Before I tackle that, I want to tackle the ending of your piece, which I think is brilliant. You end with a question, and 90% of the time I would hate that a poem ends with a question, but the question is super valid. Do you maybe you don't hate women, maybe you love power. Love it. Love it. Love it. How did you come up? Did you know that was going to be the ending or did it come naturally?
It came naturally. I didn't want to create a poem that was like man bashing or made it seem like I hate men because I don't. But I do realize that with gender issues, it's all about power. Like Janelle Monáe said, who's screwing you?
Wow. Okay. So, before I bring your mother on, I'm going to ask you a totally um, selfish question.
Okay.
Uh, are you aware yet, or do you appreciate the blessing of being able to share a platform or a stage with your mother?
I'm still learning to appreciate it. Sometimes I want my own space, but I see the value in, um, especially when she shares spaces with me. That's usually how it happens. Is somebody in her network, and she'll open up the opportunity to share with me. I can see the value in that now.
Well, let me tell you something. As someone named Raymond Jr., I wish I could bring Raymond Sr. Actually, Raymond Sr. comes through on this platform in a spiritual or an emotional, inspirational way. But I wish I could share a platform again with my father. Um, and I was blessed to have done that, but there's almost 8 9 years of successes I've had that he never got an opportunity to experience with me. So that's why I bring it up, and I'm not saying that to preach because you're right. The ability to have your own space is super valuable, and I do and did value having spaces to perform and to share where my father wasn't there, where my brother wasn't there, where nobody knew me at all, and I could really get up there and say some stuff. All right, hang on, and we're gonna hear from Mama now. How you doing, Demetria? I asked you that before, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. But still doing okay.
Okay. Do you do you fully appreciate the opportunity that you have in being able to share a platform with your daughter?
I think I'm kind of like her in a sense because